The Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by EdgeBoost, the bank account built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN and get a $25 matching deposit bonus. Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as usual, is my co-host, Joel Meyer. How are we doing today, Joel?
Very well. We are doing very well over here because these conference finals have been going swimmingly, as they say, with both the Thunder and the Panthers conquering the first two games. No sweat in either series so far, which is great for our life expectancy. The first couple rounds of both playoffs have been hit or miss, but so far so good in the conference finals. I got a bone to pick though with the city of Vancouver and capitalism in general. The fact that they let the Oilers just invade a bar. Okay, I was at a bar last night. Bunch of Oilers fans are there, so they got the whole fucking goal sign, the most obnoxious goal sign you ever hear. Just like pounds your ears. Like I go to metal concerts all the time, and my ears are half deaf. But hearing that fucking siren with Oilers score in a Vancouver bar, there's no pride in that. You can't accept these Oilers fans coming into Canuck territory and just bowing down before them. It pissed me off a lot. I watched the whole game there, but whatever. I don't have much of a stake in that series. I do like the Oilers, but that was frustrating. It was frustrating. It was worse than the when they put the sound on for the NBA game with the Thunder and the Grizzlies when there was NHL playoffs going on. But anyway, I got a lot of complaints, but that's foremost because you know how much hockey culture means to me, right? Yeah. What else is there in Vancouver other than the Canucks? There's nothing. To allow a rival, a divisional rival, a Burton rival, their fans to come in to a bar and to do that shit. That I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
It's not good. No, like I understand. Like sometimes you could be like, oh, it's a last Canadian team standing. We want a Canadian team to win a cup. No, it's a division rival. It's like if someone like some Giants or Cowboys or football Commanders fans came into Philly for a bar for that's insane.
It shows the real casual fans showing up for the playoffs. Oh, let's just have a Canadian team win, go Canada, whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas the real Canucks fans, no. We can't let any other Canadian team win the cup, especially not the Leafs, especially not the Oilers, before the Canucks do, with the ongoing drought, especially because the Canucks have never won a cup anyway. But anyway, this is a provincial beef. I don't know how many listeners relate to this, but that's what's going on in my life. That's my frustration. But
I feel like
betting wise, terrific.
I feel like all sports fans should relate to that. Like,
imagine a bunch of fucking Penguins fans showing up to a Philly bar.
Exactly. Fuck that. Yeah, no, right. Absolutely not. So, I mean, if the Oilers make the Stanley Cup final against your Caps, you might have to find somewhere else to go.
No, because I'll be there. Drinking their tears. Although I think the Oilers do have a better chance this year against the Panthers, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah, it's a Saturday afternoon here. Good weekend here in Philly. It's been great this week, rainy and shit. So been all right. But yeah, we got hockey here to talk about in less than 4 hours. We got puck drop on the Panthers game 3 in less than 23 hours. Now we got puck drop on the Oilers game 3 there. Of course, make sure you check out the SGPN merch store, running a promo code, 20% off with promo code DGENS. Check out some of the Hockey Gambling Podcast stuff in there. Let's quickly touch on the puck buck bets from last show, which are very quick because the only one that had any game there. I had Carolina on the puck line for 10 puck bucks. That did not hit. They did not score a goal, so that was a loss there. You have your series bets. I got some series bets there as well. So that's all we're looking at there in terms of puck bucks.
You'll listen to me. You should have listened to me.
I
I found a Panthers. The Hurricanes got bet too, so you actually got some COV for whatever that is worth. But the Panthers got up to plus 125. I had to bet it. I mean, there's printing money at this point. Just
every year the Hurricanes fool me. And I picked against the Hurricanes for the Capitals, but I went back to the Hurricanes here in the Eastern Conference Final. It's I've learned my lesson. No, I got some good Florida Conn Smythe stuff. We'll get into that later. So I'm on the Cats here the rest of the way.
Let's go.
All right, let's get in right to tonight's game, 8 p.m. We have Carolina Hurricanes plus 120 at the Florida Panthers minus 142. Total is still at 5.5. Over at plus 110. Under at minus 130. Panthers puck line is plus 170. Joel, is that just the way to go here? Take the Panthers on the puck line tonight.
I bet the money line. We got Peter Kochetkov in night tonight with Freddie Anderson. Shaky performances for the first two games. He wasn't that bad though. Like a lot of those goals weren't on him. The Panthers are just doing a great job forechecking, of course, and creating great chances. A lot of good bounces going their way. I wouldn't blame Freddie Anderson for the reason why the Hurricanes are down 2-0 in the series. So that's a curious one. But I guess the idea is to try to spark something. Like the Hurricanes, 14 games lost in a row in conference finals. And yeah, Brindamore is out of answers. He doesn't know how to match up against the Panthers. Like my guy Thomas Trant says, the Hurricanes are an inferior version of the Panthers. They don't have the elite skill. They try to play the same way. They don't have the physicality. They don't have the size. They don't have the toughness. So it's really just like what's the line? The best swordsman in the world doesn't fear the second best swordsman in the world. He fears the worst because of the chaos that can happen. But the Panthers know what the Hurricanes are doing. Like they can play however the Hurricanes want to play. So yeah, that's why the series is so one-sided. Like that game too, man. Like the Panthers absolutely steamrolled. You never see Hurricanes without 10 shots through two periods. That was ridiculous. It's taken every fiber of my being not to talk about Conn Smythe at every moment of the show, but yeah, the Panthers just the far better team here. Minus 142 is a joke. I know we're going to go without Reinhart. We'll see about his status long term. Another Conn Smythe relevant discussion point. But yeah, the Panthers here at only minus 142. I bet it. I minus 135. That's what I bet. Minus 140 as well. So minus 142. I'm all over that. Panthers are going to win this game. I don't see why anyone would want to back the Hurricanes here at just plus 120, considering how poorly they've been playing through the first couple games. I mean, look at their path. Like they beat the Devils with the damaged Devil squad. They barely scored any goals on them. They beat the Capitals. Capitals have no offense. We talked about how kind of fraudulent they were through most of the regular season. So, yeah, I don't understand this line. Like the Panthers, sure, they won the four games on the road, but and they lost that game against the Leafs. But that was a 50-50 coin flip game against the Leafs in Game 6. I don't expect that to be the case here. I expect the Panthers to just continue to crush, especially because you know how they feel about their man, Sammy Reinhart, and they'll be out for blood. Expect Sebastian Aho to get targeted quite a bit in this game. So, yeah, all over the Panthers here. The total is, I mean, with Kochetkov in net, plus 110 for the 5.5. Again, Conn Smythe discussion point. Bobrovsky, I don't think that he has been as good as the numbers suggest, which aren't even that good to begin with. But yeah, the over 5.5 here, that's the way I would look. I expect the Panthers to just score, and the Hurricanes, I think, do get one or two themselves. So Panthers in the over for me.
Yeah, I mean, Kochetkov going in there, he started the third period. Brindamore said, he just wanted to kind of shake up his team. Nothing on Freddie. And I have to imagine that's how it is for this game too. It's like, all right, this is actually our last chance. If we go down 3-0 in Florida, we're just getting swept against. Let's see if Kochetkov can go in there, maybe have a crazy game there. But yeah, I mean, Florida
one more point. The Leafs, and I think the Leafs are a better team than the Hurricanes. The Leafs were over $2 against the Panthers. You remember that? Game 3 and 4, game 4?
I do, yeah.
And now the Hurricanes are only plus 120. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
The Leafs are better than the Hurricanes.
Panthers in their home games here against Toronto, minus 209, minus 207, minus 206. So now you're getting minus 142, which is the best price on the board currently. You got minus 145, minus 152 there as well. So has to be all Panthers here. Hurricanes road issues. I've talked about them all playoffs long, 19, 22, and 5 on the road overall this season. In the playoffs, they're 3-2, but I mean, you talked about their path. It's they got those wins against the Devils and the Capitals there. So yeah, it's just all Panthers here. Reinhart out is gonna, might be an issue there a little bit. I'm seeing it's going to be Boquist and Erod on the wings of Barkov on the top line, keeping the second, third lines together, as Florida should do here.
Hurricanes some injuries too, right? Your boy, Sean Walker.
Seth Jarvis took that big hit and fell down a few times, then left the game. So
Chatfield is out again.
Chatfield's out again. Yeah, so they're
wrecked.
Yeah, and how about the Hurricanes fans chanting "shoot the puck" during the second period? That was that was a good.
That's all they care about. Let's get shooting shots on goal. We can go home happy.
Yeah, that was a good one there. And no, Carolina's penalty kill was great through the first 2 rounds, and now Florida's 4 for 5 against them there. So Florida the power play is just embarrassing for both sides for Carolina. Like they can't get anything going, nothing in front. And Florida just has 2 guys in front for the deflection or for the tip. We saw that on the Sam Bennett goal. Bennett tipped it in, and Marchand was right there waiting for any sort of rebound. Like it's just complete domination from Florida. Like I wonder if they make the Stanley Cup final, especially if they win it this year, like where do we rank this dynasty compared to the Lightning, compared to the Penguins, compared to, even the Kings and Blackhawks? Because these are some incredible teams when you think about the fact that, that third line would be a great second line for a lot of teams. Like Brad Marchand on that third line is incredible. But for this game, yeah, Panthers puck line plus 170.
You need 3 cups to be called a dynasty. I know they made the final before they lost to the Knights, but you need 3 cups. The Blackhawks are the only dynasty of this salary cap era. Even
didn't the Kings get 3? Didn't they get?
No, they got 2, dude.
They got 2.
2012,
14. Yeah, and yeah. What about if they went back to back? Does that change at all? Like the Penguins? No,
I mean, it's better than the Lightning fake couple cups with the stupid COVID stuff with the bubble, and then the having to play the Montreal Canadiens in the final, which is ridiculous. So the Lightning one is totally fraudulent. But no, you need 3 cups to be called a dynasty in the salary cap. Even as I would need 4 cups if it wasn't for the salary cap, but we'll reduce it to 3 for the salary cap.
How many dynasties are there in history then? Since very few.
The Canadiens in the 70s, the Oilers in the 80s, Islanders in the 80s, Red Wings, I would call them a dynasty in the 90s. That's it. As far as I know, after the original 6,
I think we need to change the definition of a dynasty then. Since the first lockout, we'll talk about that. That's an off-season conversation. Okay. For this game in 3.5 hours here, Panthers love the over 5.5 plus 110 puck line there. But instead of taking the over and having to rely on the Hurricanes to score, you can get my my old favorite race to goals here. Race to 2 for the Panthers, minus 140. Race to 3, plus 100. Race to 4, plus 180. I love that. Florida scored 5, 6, and 6 in their past 4 wins. Only game not there was a 2-0 loss to Toronto. Carolina just can't slow them down. So you got team totals, race to 4s, puck lines here. That's just the way you have to play the Panthers here, I think.
No, I have an issue with that. I mean, the Hurricanes being down 2-0, putting a new goalie in nets, they do come out strong, I think. So if I wanted to back the Hurricanes, it would be like a first period play, which would correlate with the race to 2 goals. So myself, you can bet that, but I would stay away from that. Just back the Panthers. But maybe bet the Panthers if they're down. But no, I don't think that's the way to play the Panthers here.
Race to 2 is but like race to 3, you get plus 100 when their team total over 2.5 is minus 170. Hurricanes over 2.5 is minus 115. Like I'm saying, from like the 3, 4, and 5 more so, and then like try to get those plus odds and take advantage of potential blowout.
That's better than race to 2. I'll give you that.
Yeah, race to 2 is. I was just pointing out the odds there. I would not bet that. Maybe like an alternate puck line if you're into that, but minus 142, like you said, is just an insane price. But bet that straight. parlay that with some futures here,
Just
whatever.
Simple. It's just factoring in the desperation angle. Oh, the zigzaggers, the Hurricanes are down 2-0. They got to come back and win this game. I don't think they win this game, and you're getting them at plus 120 when the Leafs, a team that I think are better than the Hurricanes, they won their own division. And they have a lot more talent and skill, and they've proven themselves. Well, not really in the playoffs. They haven't got this far exactly, but the Hurricanes have not proven themselves in the conference finals. So just plus 120 on the road in Florida is ridiculous, considering how the way the first 2 games have gone. It makes no sense to me. So I'm staked to death in the Panthers stuff, but I had to bet more because this line makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Like when the Leafs are like 220 going into game 3, game 4, they were a little bit less, but that doesn't make any sense at all. Like I had to bet the Leafs then. There's no way I'm betting the Hurricanes at plus 120 here when they are the inferior team, and the Panthers are clearly a team on a mission, especially with the Reinhart stuff. Like I think that they're mad. They're mad. You saw when the Reinhart stuff went down.
Oh yeah, they immediately started going after Aho. They went after everybody. Yeah, they're not going to take the foot off the gas. All right, before we get to Conn Smythe stuff, we are brought to you by Edge Boost. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees and no minimums. You can earn cashback rewards and 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN, deposit $25, and Edge Boost will match the deposit. That is edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN. All right. And Underdog is going long for the NBA playoffs with their extender bonus, hopping game 1. And the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. Might be a short series there for those New York Knicks, though. Sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That's underdogfantasy.com. Promo code HGP. All right. Conn Smythe odds up on the screen. Joel, take it away.
Okay, well, you see the favorite there. That's Sergei Bobrovsky at 3-1, which makes no sense to me at all. This is like the same story from last year. You could just repeat the show with the narratives that we said last year, and they were entirely correct. Okay, Barkov is not tied with the lead in scoring for the Panthers this year, but he's not far behind either. He's like 2 or 3 points behind, and
he's 1 point behind. 1 point behind.
Just 1 point behind. Right. And he scored a goal in the last game. Bobrovsky has nothing like the elite Conn Smythe numbers that we've seen from goalies that have won this award in the past, in the salary cap era. Cam Ward was an outlier, but everything about that Hurricanes team was an outlier. Like when I look at my Stanley Cup profile of winners, like the Hurricanes are entirely outliers in like almost every respect. So we can almost write that off. Even the Cam Ward win was kind of suspect. But anyway, Bobrovsky at 3-1 makes no sense to me. Nobody who has real understanding of hockey is talking about Bobrovsky as winning this award. Like when you talk about the identity of the Panthers, are they winning these games because Bobrovsky is standing on his head because he's saving these games? No. What game has he stolen? There's not a single game that he has won for the Panthers. When the Panthers lose, they lose because the offense isn't going, the defense isn't going, and they lose fairly, more or less. And Bobrovsky hasn't stolen any game. When they win, it's because the offense is gone, the defense is gone, they're protecting him, and they win every game. So why is he the reason why the Panthers are winning? Why would anyone vote for this guy when everyone knows that the identity of the Panthers is about their defensive structure, the things they do on offense, the forechecking, the dump and chase, and it all revolves around Alexander Barkov, who is the engine behind this team, the captain of this team. And we look at the voting of last year, when everyone was talking about, PK Subban, all the people with big voices were talking about, well, Bobrovsky is so good. How many votes did Bobrovsky get at the end? He got 7 points. He didn't get 1 second place, not 1 first place vote, I'm pretty sure. It was Barkov clearly ahead of everyone else on the Panthers. McDavid clearly won because he was the whole reason why the Oilers got that far. So he was a deserved winner. But you look at the Even Gustav Forsling finished ahead of Alexander, or finished ahead of Sergei Bobrovsky last year with 8 to 7 points in the voting. And Bobrovsky's stats this year aren't that much better than last year. You could say Barkov's stats aren't as good as last year, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People know that the identity of the Panthers is not the goaltending. It's about their two-way play. Great offense, great defense. And Barkov is the epitome of that. He epitomizes the whole thing. So that makes no sense to me why he is 17-1 and Bobrovsky is 3-1. So I've been betting a lot of Barkov. Every place I get, I don't get 17-1. That's a book that I cannot have access to. But even at 12-1, 13-1, I'm betting Barkov all the time. It makes no sense why he is so far behind Bobrovsky. I'm going to be betting against Bobrovsky the rest of the way. There's no. Yes, Bobrovsky can win. If he just pitches another few shutouts, absolutely. But you know who has many shutouts as Bobrovsky right now? Fucking Stuart Skinner. In fewer games, might I add. So I don't understand that Bobrovsky being the favorite. Makes no sense to me. He's not the identity of the team. You could talk about Elliot Freeman. He says Bobrovsky should be the Conn Smythe winner as of now, but he's just a loud pigeon in the voice, and people like maybe copy off of him. But when you look at the voters, they're not listening to Elliot Freeman. They're half of them are from the fucking Athletic. And you know how they think about goalies. So I'm all over Barkov. I think that's the best bet any future right now. Like that's the way to go. I don't know why his odds dropped. He scored a goal last game. Sure, Bobrovsky got a shutout, but who gives a fuck? Like his odds are barely at Cam Ward's level, and all the other Conn Smythe winners for goalies in the salary cap are well above his. Yeah, they have sub 2 goals against the game, highly above his save percentage. Jake Ottinger still has a better save percentage than Bobrovsky. I looked up the goal save I've expected. Bobrovsky was 5th before the Oilers Stars game anyway. And like Markstrom was ahead of him. Logan Thompson was ahead of him. Ottinger, Freddie Anderson. So yeah, I don't understand why anyone would vote for Bobrovsky. This is one of those times where, like, yes, I'm willing to listen to people and willing to listen to narratives because I know that they're the ones who shape the votes. But in this case, what I would vote for, I think, is what will be voted for. So, but Barkov is the guy. I know you could talk about Sam Bennett. If he continues his scoring pace, sure, he can win. I'd rather bet Bennett at 22-1 than Bobrovsky at 3-1. Absolutely. For Hagee there, he's got a bunch of goals. Marchand, I think. If I had to bet someone else other than Barkov, it would be Marchand there. Kachuk at 40-1 because he looked really good, especially in that first period against the Kings in game 2.
He might just be turning it on now. He might have just been waiting to turn it on in the Cup final.
Yes, Barkov is my guy. That's the one I'm betting the most. But I'm going to be having little bets on all these Panthers because it's looking like the Panthers just repeat because they are totally dominant. They're not tired yet. The Reinhardt news is good. Apparently, it's just day to day. We'll see if Paul Maurice is another fucking liar like Chris Knobloch. But it seems like he avoided the worst disastrous outcome. So I'm looking at all the Panther skaters, but Barkov is still my favorite, though. He should be above Bobrovsky. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can't say Bob should be the favorite here at 3-1. I mean, his numbers are better than last year, but 910 compared to 906, 2.13 compared to 2.3.
And they got to play. They're playing the Hurricanes now, who just are inflating his stats. They got to play the Stars or the Oilers in the next series.
Yeah, I do wonder if he would have won it last year if the Panthers won it in a short series because it did seem that he was the heavy favorite. But I mean, he's still showing a bit.
He would not have won. No. I guarantee you that.
No, I don't think so. So yeah, do you? Okay, let me just get my thoughts. Barkov, 17-1 Barkov. That's way too high. 13-1, 12-1 are out there. That's fine too. He should be single digits. He should not be more than 10-1. Sam Bennett, I talked about him last show, hopped on him at around 100-1. It somehow went up live on FanDuel, so I that as well. But down to 22-1 now. I think there are, unless he goes on a complete tear like Jonathan Marsh or so, like I don't think the voters would give it to him just for his reputation, just for injuring Stolars, all that stuff. I don't think he has, but if he has 9 goals, if he goes off now and gets 12, 13 goals in the playoffs, he might get it. But yeah, to only be a little bit there behind Barkov is a better bet there. For Hagee, Marchand I think is getting too short now. He hasn't done a ton in this series so far.
because he's not playing the Leafs.
Yeah, exactly. So Kachuk there 40-1. 40-1 is an off number. Just 20-1 at DraftKings there. So maybe see what
if he plays does. Like he did in game 2, then 40-1 there is looking really good.
Yeah, I wonder if he has 12 points.
He didn't get a single vote, and he tied with Barkov in points. That's another one of my points for Barkov. Like the idea of the identity of the Panthers. Why wouldn't anyone vote for Kachuk when he had the same amount of points as Barkov? It's because everyone knows Barkov is the Panthers. Yeah. Like, why does he win the Selke every year after Bergeron retires? It's that's just the identity. That's how you factor in these awards bets. One more point. Bobrovsky is Russian, and of course we know that the media is soft with all their Ukrainian flags and their Twitter profiles, so they're not going to be voting for him for that reason as well. There'll definitely be a few of them. I mean, I had to laugh at this when I was looking at this. Jim Matheson, of course, an Oilers guy.
Oh my fucking god!
McDavid, Hyman, Bouchard were his votes for the Conn Smythe.
We put that yeah, right there. Jim Matheson, post media. There was one Bobrovsky.
He's 76 years old.
Ryan Clark.
He's losing it.
Those are probably the only players he can name. He's like, oh, what are 3 players?
He doesn't give a shit. Yeah, even if he loses his job, he's 76 years old.
But yeah, you got McDavid, Barkov. Like Bob,
right?
Like one
That's
Bob vote. Yeah. But I guess it brings you back to the question of, do we think they could give it to McDavid again if the Oilers lose to the Panthers? Or does he have to have like an insane playoffs?
Yeah, he's down. Last year he had a lot more points at this point in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. Like he was just killing teams. This year he seems a bit more muted. I do expect him to elevate his game going forward, but it's tough to vote for a loser. Conn Smythe 2 years in a row.
2 years, exactly.
Unprecedented. Oh, of course, unprecedented. So I'm not looking to bet that at plus 350 if you don't think the Oilers win. So
yeah, no. So I have his numbers from last year here. Last year, he had a 5-point game to start the playoffs. So that got him off there. 21 points through the first 2 rounds in 12 games. Conference final, he had 10 more points in 6 games. So he had 31 points through 18 games. He's not going to get there. Then he had those 2 4-point games in the Stanley Cup final. Push it to game 6, game 7, and yeah, like you've been saying, Draisaitl is just as good this year for the Oilers. So I think McDavid only gets it if the Oilers win.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. Unless he just like totally takes off, and loses in game 7 again with like absolutely ridiculous numbers. But I wouldn't bet them that happening. No. So yeah, if you like the Oilers, sure, you bet McDavid. Draisaitl 11-1. It kind of throws a fly into the ointment there, because Draisaitl has been killing it as well. People love him too. But yeah, one final point. What was my one final point? It was that the Wyshynski article about the Conn Smythe watch. People are bringing up, Bobrovsky is one of the honorable mentions. He received 2 fucking votes.
Yeah.
Okay, chill out. Marchand had the same amount of votes. And you know what? Unlike the regular season, when it comes to the end of the day, there's only 2 teams remaining, and you're voting among the players in those teams. Like I'm pretty sure there's never been a Conn Smythe winner outside of the finalists. So all those people that are voting for, say, Jake Ottinger now,
Mikko Rantanen, Freddie Anderson.
Right. So they're all going to be voting for somebody else, so that you're getting this whole new milieu of people voting for different players. So the people who are voting for Bobrovsky now are just fucking idiots. Okay. Like Ryan S. Clark, like the guy who had Bobrovsky in the last year. I'm pretty sure he's the one voting from this year.
Probably.
So all those people are getting retabulated, and they're going to be voting for somebody else. So those, like, the awards watch is far more useful in the regular season, because the teams, there's no final 2 teams to vote between. But in the Conn Smythe, you need to have the winner, or at least the finalists. We can't rule out the finalists after last year, but definitely the winner. And all those people are going to be voting for somebody else. So I don't read anything into Bobrovsky receiving 1 or 2 votes from after rounds 1 and 2. And the Hurricanes, yeah, okay, they'll pad some stats for Bobrovsky, but in the finals, he'll be playing a much better offense, whether it's the Oilers or the Stars. And I don't expect him to get another 3 shutouts. If he does get another 3 shutouts, okay, he'll win. I'll eat my words, I guess. But I'm not fucking betting that at 3-1. Those are the best odds too on the screen, right?
Yeah. There's plus 3-1, plus 250 is out there. Like that's insane. And like you said with the Conn Smythe watch, they should have done it like, okay, who's your vote if this team wins the cup final? Like instead of everyone be like, all right, it's Mikko Rantanen because he has the most points, or it's Freddie Anderson because he has great numbers. That's
a good point.
They should have done it like, okay, do it by team. Like who's your top choice by team? I don't know why they didn't do that.
That's a good point. Yeah,
maybe I'll DM him and
maybe I'll DM Greg. Maybe he'll finally respond to me.
Right. We are also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is your home for AI-backed picks and props. Dominate the NBA playoffs, PGA, MLB, and the NBA just launched. WNBA just launched. Rhythm knows you'll love it. That's why they include a 7-day free trial. Rhythm has some amazing deals going on now. 25% off monthly subscription with promo code SGPN25 and 50% off annual with promo code SGPN50. That's RITHMM, promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. Get your 7-day free trial. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. And of course, at Circa Resort and Casino, the ultimate fantasy football giveaway. 2-night stay, $5,000 food and beverage at Cabana at Stadium Swim for the draft, limo transportation, a welcome party, reservation at the world's largest sports book with $500 beverage credit, and a 2-hour open bar package for the league. Enter now until June 30th. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa for details. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. And we're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the NBA playoffs. For the true DJs, you got the MyBookie money bag. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN.
One final note, then I'm done.
All right.
With the Reinhardt stuff, sure, Barkov loses some. Like he's not going to score as many points without Reinhardt on his line, but we've seen Boqvist come in. I'm not sure who the other winger is going to be on his line, but
Erod, Evan Rodriguez.
Okay, that's fine. Even in game 2, where Reinhardt left early, Barkov still dominated his time on ice. So if he can do it without Reinhardt, that elevates the narrative. Sure, he won't get as many points without Reinhardt scoring those goals, but the narrative is there. Like he's doing this even without another Selke finalist. So the narrative is all there for Barkov, and so I would just ignore the noise with Bobrovsky because he's not the reason why the Panthers are winning these games. Like, find me one game that Bobrovsky has won the Panthers. There's no game. Not this playoffs. I don't think in last playoffs. Like, he's not stolen the Panthers game. They're winning games because of their offense, because of the defense. It's not because of the goaltending. Okay, he's been fine. He's been good. I'm totally a fan of Bobrovsky, but he's not the reason why the Panthers are the potentially dynastic team that they are. So that's my final word on that.
Even his 3 shutouts against Tampa, 19 saves. Against Toronto, 23 saves. Against Carolina, 17 saves. It's the defense. Right. It's the defense. Exactly. And these voters are going to be salivating at the thought of giving the Conn Smythe to the guy that they've always said is so underrated. So it's Barkov for the Panthers.
I pray to God PK Subban comes in on ESPN.
Fuck PK Subban. Fuck ESPN coverage in general.
No. God bless PK Subban if he says that Bobrovsky should win the Conn Smythe and the market moves because of that. Because we'll just bet the other side, you know?
It's like insider trading for him there. He's just like, all right,
let's slip another note.
Yeah. They'll be like, yeah, PK, love your coverage. Keep pumping Bob up. Keep pumping Bob up. All right, but Sunday here, we got a 3 p.m. start. Quick turnaround for the Dallas Stars plus 130 at the Edmonton Oilers minus 155. Total is at 6.5, under at minus 122, over at plus 102. I just love the Oilers here. Love the home team in this spot. Dallas has been awful on the road in these playoffs. 2-4, outscored 22-9. Back-to-back shutouts in Winnipeg, 4-0 both times there. Stu Skinner coming off a shutout. I saw a tweet last night. I believe it was from Thomas Drance. basically saying if anyone thinks Jake Ottinger should be the Team USA starting goalie over Connor Hellebuyck after that game where he could have given up 5 or 6 based off bounces. There was a few pucks that went behind him. One just hit off the post. I think it was Janmark there in front. McDavid hit a post or two. Like Edmonton's just, you said it. They were the better team at 5-on-5 in game 1. Dallas got those 3 power play goals, but that was it. And then game 2, Edmonton, really took it to them there, 3-0. McDavid coming out in his post game being like, we can play defense. We can play defense there. So Oilers minus 155. It's a bit steeper. It's their biggest they've been favored in the playoffs. Looking back at their games, or minus 152 in the clincher against the Kings there, but I like it here. Minus 155, maybe even a puck line plus 160. I know you're worried about playing puck lines in the playoffs, but given Dallas's road record, their goal differential on the road, the way Edmonton's rolling right now, 29, 14, and 3 at home, got to go with the Oilers. Minus 155 is fine. Puck line. Total, I'm getting a bit more under on here, under 6.5, minus 122. Could see Edmonton playing a similar game to last night. Quick turnaround, could be a slower, sloppier play as well. So just all over the Oilers here.
The side is not interesting to me. Minus 155 seems about right. Yeah, the Stars have been great on the road, but they've had to play in 2 really tough environments in the altitude in Denver and in Winnipeg with the famed whiteout or whatever, and where Hellebuyck is a lot better. So I'm not reading too much into the Stars' road record in these playoffs. Minus 155 is just too much there. I do think the Oilers win this series ultimately, as we've been over before, but that's just a bit of a steep price to pay. But I'll go back to the well with the over 6.5 at plus 102. There were a ton of chances. Like you mentioned all the posts that the Oilers hit. Like the scoring chances both for Stars and both for the Oilers were off the charts. Definitely should have seen more than 3 goals in game 2. And we saw how electric the Stars power play was in game 1. Of course, it helps that Kulak, the main penalty killer, now that Ekholm's out of the lineup, was in the penalty box for 2 of those power play goals for the Stars. So I think that we see more goals here than we saw in game 2. More like a game 1 game. Both teams are highly capable of coming back when they're down a couple goals. So I'm staying away from the money line, but I'm a little interested in the over 6.5 there at plus 102.
All right. Yeah. Looking at Edmonton's home record here in the playoffs, though, they're 4-1. Their only loss was that last second goal by Riley Smith in Vegas there. And I have to imagine if that one goes to overtime, they probably win it again. So, Edmonton's been good at home. Hopefully they can keep it up here. But yeah, you mentioned the series. I forgot to even look at the series price for either of these. Let me pull that up now. Florida minus 650. Yeah, that's but Edmonton only minus 150 against the Stars at plus 130. Edmonton minus 1.5 at plus 150. Would you just take that minus 150 or try to get cute with it? Why am I asking? You're taking minus 150.
Well, they do have the game 6 at home, of course. And you just talked about the Stars' bad road record and all that, but yeah, I think that the minus 150 is the way to go. Although you're going against the Pete DeBoer game 7 record. Mm-hmm. So now for the series, I'm happy with where we are. I mean, we bet the Oilers money line. We bet the Oilers plus 1.5 after the last show. So we're happy with our Oilers positions. But for this point in the series, I would only back the Oilers at this point.
Oilers in 6, 3-1.
Yeah, it's a little short, I think, but
yeah,
seems like the likeliest result, which the books have it at. So I've got nothing going on right now. I don't think that the Oilers have been that much better. The Oilers have been better, especially through the first 2 periods in both games. Of course, the Stars were trailing in the 3rd period in both, so you'll see the stats inflated in their favor with the game state. But the Oilers 5-on-5 have been far better, and they got the power play going, they got the penalty going in the game 2. So yeah, I'm staying away from the series stuff right now. I'm not adding any more to my Oilers stuff, but I do think that they win the series ultimately.
Yeah, it was plus 550 for Oilers in 6 before last game, so it ended 3-1. It's the most likely outcome now. I feel like everyone say that, but by the odds here as well, you got Stars in 7 plus 370. I think that's probably the only way they win it with Pete DeBoer there, Mr. Game 7. But minus 150 feels kind of low, especially since they're minus 150 in Game 3. Stole home ice advantage, but I guess you do have the Pete DeBoer Game 7 magic there.
Yeah, if anything, I bet the Oilers, but it's just not. It's not good enough for me to go in back into the well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Stick with what you got. All right, let's try.
Hey. In the chat, my guy, Bull Jacks, BJ, Columbus Blue Jacks fan, he sums it up. I'm so uninterested in the Oilers Star series. I'm not gonna lie. I just want my Cavs to smash. That's where I'm at as well. Although, as a fan, these games are far more entertaining.
Yeah.
The Stars Oilers games, even if you have to endure them in a fucking Vancouver bar with a bunch of Oilers fans with their fucking goal sign going on.
Yeah. So I mean, that series you just want to go 7, and you want the Panthers to just sweep and get some.
Yes.
For the Cup final. All right, let's try to get some puck buck bets here. I have some up from our last show on the screen. I mean, I guess I'll go Edmonton. What was the? Can we do picks for tonight or not? What do you think?
We got 2 hours. Fuck you if you're not watching live.
We got 3 hours.
Go on the YouTube.
Yeah.
3 hours, right?
Yeah.
All right. Good math. Your math works.
Yes. You want to go first here, since I don't have any ready?
I mean, I guess if we could do Panthers, and
yeah,
of course.
Panthers Game 3 minus 142. How many you went on that?
30 puck bucks.
30. Yeah, I'm copying that.
All right, and
I'm taking puck line too.
Nice.
170. I'll throw 10 on that.
Give me Barkov, Conn Smythe, of course. What do we got? 13-1, 12-1.
Let me check here on our book that we're using, even though we're not sponsored by them. 13-1 on DraftKings.
Oh, okay, 13-1.
How much went on that?
15.
Okay.
And Stars, Oilers over 6.5 plus 102, 20 puck bucks.
20 puck bucks there. What do I want on that game? Give me Edmonton puck line. Take 2 puck lines here, favorites. What's that at? That is at plus 160. I'll do 15 puck bucks on that one there. This is going to be our last show until Thursday, probably. I'm going to.
Where are you at?
I'm going to AC again for my birthday. Birthday is on Monday.
You got to teach me how to do a one-man show.
I'll set it up for you if you want to just hop on and
I will do that.
Ramble about Barkov.
It'll be fun. I'll get really fucking drunk and talk about Conn Smythe, how much Bobrovsky should be faded.
Yeah, we could definitely set that up. Yeah, absolutely. All right, before I close it out, any basketball, golf, tennis thoughts?
Pacers, get it done. Both games won in New York, so go Pacers. Yes, sirs. I'm loving the fucking the Taliban names. What is it? Taliban or
Taliban?
Taliban, right? And the Al Qaeda bomb in New York. I know I'm probably very insensitive right now, but I'm not American, so I don't have the same kind of emotional connectivity to the event that you guys do. But I'm a kind of a terrorist myself anyway, and I love dark humor, but I'm actually loving that shit. So I'm all over the Pacers right now. The media is absolutely incredible. The choke Selly from Halliburton pointing at Reggie Miller. Oh, it's so perfect. The Knicks, these playoffs have been absolute entertainment, and I hope they go down in flames, falling down like the two towers. Anyway, yeah, let's go fucking Thunder tonight. As for the French Open, we got that going on starting at 2 a.m. my time, Sunday morning. Nothing huge. Not like last year where they had Iga to the death. Iga with fucking everything. She was a beauty, but she sucks now. So let me pull up my bets. We got some small bets, very small bets. Sinner, of course, my guy, Yannick Sinner, plus 225. He did well at the Italian Open in Rome. Just fell short of Alcaraz. The deserved favorite here, but I think that's a good price for him. Cherundolo, quarter 2, 7-1. Musetti plus 240, quarter 3. For the woman, I always struggle with this name. Jingxing Zhen. I don't know, but you spell it Zheng, 20-1. My girl, she's won me a lot of money in the past. And Svitolina 50, Schneider 50, Kostek 70. She got a bad draw. I bet that at a bad number. You could find a lot better number now. And for the woman, quarters, Schneider 13, Svitolina 9, Andreeva -110. So, yeah, we're happy to get back into the tennis swing of things. Let's go.
Yeah, I hadn't had to pull out my we might get canceled face in a while. So thanks for that with the Knicks talk, Knicks talk there. So, one final thing. FanDuel has position of Conn Smythe winner, forward -210, goaltender +175, defenseman 65-1. Is that -210 enough to pull the trigger on for you?
If you can't get enough down on other guys, but I would just rather just bet guys that you really like. Like, I don't think that there's too many players. Okay, this is a real mathematical problem. Like, if you formulated all the players who can win the Conn Smythe and then you Dutch them, what would the result be relative to the forward market here at -210? I don't know. That's the way to do it. I can't do that off the top of my head, of course, but -210, probably the best bet between the three. I don't think any defenseman's winning. I mean, Heiskanen, if he just fucking keeps scoring 3 points a game, maybe he can do it. But other than that, there's Bouchard's not winning, Forslink's not winning, Slavin's not winning. So defenseman is right off. Forward is probably the best bet there because I don't think a goaltender is winning. But yeah, I'd rather just bet like guys at longer numbers. Barkov.
Yeah, but I mean, FanDuel is quick to limit on some of those guys, so it might be worth taking. I remember, I think last year during the Stanley Cup final, though, it got to the point where when Bob was like a huge favorite, forward was like plus money. I was like, all right, just fucking hammer that. Yes, you get either McDavid or Barkov. So,
right,
root for another Bob shutout tonight, and then see where that goes.
No, do not root for a Bob shutout. Let's get a 5-4 Panthers win, please. I don't want to deal with any more Bobrovsky bullshit. I've got enough Barkov, okay. But yeah, this is something to monitor. Like you said, this stuff can move all the time. But yeah, if you're all limited out, like I know FanDuel, they don't let you get down a lot of money. So another way of getting down on more Barkov or whoever forward there at -210 would be the way to do it.
Yeah. All right, that's gonna about do it for us. Make sure you subscribe to the Hockey Element podcast on YouTube. We're going live there a few hours before games. So make sure you check there to get out all of our stuff. And of course, the podcast feed on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen, and get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. Follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. And I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer. And you can find me chanting Sasha.
See ya.
Go Thunder.